Well, finally on our way back. That was a long day at the Meadows, but what a beautiful day of racing. It was just hot enough, so it was hot, but not like crazy hot. No wind. It was a beautiful day, but we didn't have a whole lot of luck, did we? Real Fear, I'm just not feeling from this guy anymore. You know, he was in a spot where he could have, listen, he's not going to come 27 flat and win the race, but surely to Jesus he can follow cover and at least look like a horse down the lane. Now, you know, I can be talked into the fact that he's got mushroom bars on up front. Maybe he was slipping. Come on. You know, I just think he's there and he doesn't want to be, right? He just doesn't feel like he wants to be a horse. And I think, you know, I said to Jason, we were looking at the staking schedule, like when's the next fair, when's the next Buckeye. There is a Buckeye at Urbana. Urbana's a good half-mile track. We'll probably race Real Fear on the 9th in Urbana, and then if we don't see a huge push forward, then he'll probably be up for sale. And, you know, this is a time of year, guys, we're very lucky. We got a lot of really nice horses, but at the same token, like everybody else, we got some that aren't good. And I think we have to be realistic about what we have, what we don't have, and then proceed accordingly. And if Real Fear doesn't want to be that horse, a good horse, then fine, that's okay. He's just not a stable horse. So Real Fear is going to be up against it. He's got the Urbana Buckeye next, and that will be it, likely for him. World for Two, I was disappointed with his outing today. You know, Tim had put a go straight on the outside, and he wasn't touching his knee. He was traveling good, he steered good, and take everything else away, he was a winner around the last turn. I was climbing over the horse on the front end, and he was done. He was at a soap. What did the last score? 30 seconds? 28 fourth? 29 seconds? I was still charted 30 seconds, but that was the slowest last eighth for a 30-second last quarter I've been involved in quite a while. He literally just packed it in the last eighth. Now, I noticed on the track, he had his ears pinned. He wasn't happy. Listen, our colts weren't awesome. Austral Hanover was. Tailgate Buzz raced very good, I thought, but for the most part, our horses were so-so. I'll get to the other one in a minute. So I said to Tim, you know what? Why don't we just turn them out for 4 or 5 days, freshen them up? So I had talked to Schaefer's. We're going to get them on some grass for a couple of days, get them rested up, sharpened up, eat some grass, and relax, chill out for 4 or 5 days. We got some time. The 14th is the next stake, and as I said yesterday, they are not making any races. They're not going to any races before the 14th. We'll tighten them up, but they don't need to be raced before then. So, little Dr. Green for everybody. And World for Two, he just seemed, his next stake race is on the 27th. So we have 28 days to get that last quarter and that desire to perform in that last quarter back into him. Because as I say it just feels like he was in a funk today. He just hasn't had a great few weeks. His foot, you know, he had that abscess, he was lame. We got him ready to go. We raced him. Then he bled on Mike last week. We put him on Lasix, raced him back in 7 days. He just didn't perform well today. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't perform well today either, for the most part. It happens. And then more than you know, there's nothing more embarrassing. There's a lot of embarrassing things you can do as a driver, but, you know, overplaying your hand is one of them. And more than you know, it never dawned on me that this colt would make a break. I knew that I had to get out, let Tim Teacher go, follow him, sit behind him, and beat him if I could. And I think, looking at how the race unfolded, I would have. This colt was very, very good. Mario's done a great job getting this colt ready. Bob McClure drove him great. And I can say, hey, he just felt like he rolled off. This track's a little looser than Mohawk. I can give you a lot of bullshit excuses that may or may not be accurate. At the end of the day, I'm sitting behind the horse. I tapped him on the tail. He put a step in. Should have been 2 Mississippis. Steady him, push him forward. He rolled off stride coming out of the gate, but he caught right back. Now, I did notice there was a couple of little marks on him. Did he touch himself and run? I still don't. You know, here's a horse that was loaded around the last turn, climbing over the horse in front of him. I don't know if I'm a winner. I don't want to say, oh, I was a winner. I felt like I was. But he was first, second, or third. I can guarantee you that. He was still loaded. We come out of the turn. He just shuffled sideways and rolled off again. Really, the first one annoyed me because I have to blame myself in that moment, or I felt like I did. The second one kind of came out of nowhere. He still come back. Here's a horse that still come back pacing after I steadied him. The race is over, so I never pushed him. From the point that he run to the wire, I knew the horse wasn't going to come back on and beat me for 5th. So from the point he made a break to the wire, I just left him alone. Still charted 28-1. Still charted the last half in 55-1 or 55. So how fast is he? He's a nice horse. I'm torn. He fits the pop-up series here, but he can't race it if we go to the next Buckeye. The next Buckeye is in the Poconos. I talked to Megan, who was sitting there. She said she was watching the race with Scotty. I said, I don't want to make a mistake with this guy, but I think he's good enough to race in the Poconos on the 9th. I think he is. Anyway, I'm going to sleep on it tonight. I think that More Than You Know could go to Scotty, or, I don't think there's any need for Tim to shape. Tim's done a great job with the horses. There's no need for Tim to ship all the way down to the Poconos. And you know what? I had somebody ask me a question the other day, and I never looked at it like this. They asked me, does Tim get upset when you send the horse like Crantini down to Scotty, or when you send horses down to people? And I want to say no, but I don't know. I certainly don't mean it like that. I don't send Crantini to Scott because I don't think Tim Twaddle can race him. Tim's raced a horse in the Meadowlands Pace. He's won the Breeders' Crown. I mean, Tim Twaddle is a very good horseman. I'm just trying to do what's best for the horses. To get the horses down 4 or 5 days before a race, to me as a trainer, is better than shipping them the day before. Even if you ship them in, rest them, bring them down, it takes a lot out of them. I don't know how much we took out of the horses in Philadelphia in that heat, and then come back in 7 days. I got to believe in my mind that might have played a role in some of the so-so performances yesterday. But I don't know. No one's perfect. I'm not taking the horses away from Tim. That's not what's taking place. To send the horse from Tim down to Megan for the Poconos, he would come back to Tim for the Meadows race after that. I'm just trying to do what's best for the horse. Certainly, I like the relationship I have with Tim. Tim's a great horseman, great guy to deal with. I like the trainers we do business with. Here's one of them right here. I never even introduced. There's Jared Bothwell. Many of you see on the reports that the horse is swimming with Jared. That's Jared. So Jared has a stable of his own in Ontario, and you guys may notice that Amy and the kids aren't here now. Oliver's playing baseball right now in Toronto, and Jared said he wanted to come over, and this was Adios Day. It was a good weekend to come. The weather was great. I said, listen, if you don't mind, could you drive Amy's car over, and then Amy can drive her car home, and it saves me a trip, and then we'll just hang out for the weekend. So that's what we're doing. I got Amy a chance to go home with the kids. She's at the ballpark right now with Oliver. Just been a great week all around for the stable. I'm going to start your videos right now, actually, here in just a second. The weekend was horse racing. Some were good, some were bad. I drove some good, I drove some bad. And I get to round out Adios Day with Jack, Monterey Jack. Nice old man, owns and trains him. He was pretty pumped. I made his day. At least I made somebody's day. So, anyway, that is it for Adios Day 2022. We had a pretty good day yesterday overall. Kings County broke the track record. Austral Hanover won the Ardens. That's 2 years in a row we've won an Arden division. Last year with Taiwan on, this year with Austral Hanover. So we continue a pretty good run here in North America overall with the horses. We're back tomorrow. We have the grassroots horses tomorrow. Our best shot, I think, is obviously What a Mission. Hopefully the other three race good. They're all being offered up for sale. Not What a Mission, but the other three are being offered up for sale Monday in the preferred sale. And for reasons, obviously, I've documented quite a bit. But we're going to focus on, as we head into the fall, we're going to focus on the horses that are going to do us some good. Continue to move the ones that maybe aren't or maybe may not. Focus on our babies and the sales catalog that is coming up in the fall. And I think the model that we've grown into is working well so far, and I don't think there's any reason to change it. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I will talk to you all very soon. As I said, your videos are going to be started in just a moment. You'll get them all Sunday night or Monday afternoon, Monday morning. But for now, It is Saturday at 6:30. Jared and I are on our way back to Cleveland. We'll stop and get a little bite to eat.